All right, everyone. I am very excited that we are all together here on May 11th, 2022, joining the United States in Virginia with students in Africa for our Zoom today. I'm Sherry Soika. I'm with Naismith School, and this is Mr. Soika. We teach 7th grade environmental science. So welcome, everyone. Classroom, would you like to do a warm welcome? Cheer, hello.
Hi.
Joanna, would you like to introduce yourself and then we can introduce the schools?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Joanna Michael. I'm the programs coordinator for the Environmental Education Program at the International Support Network for African Development. And I'm so excited to be here today. We were here a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and we had an exciting time with 4 schools from Africa and the Naismith students. And it's such a pleasure to be here again today. So we have 3 schools on call today. From Africa, we have Lenana Girls Secondary School in Kenya. We have Nova Pioneer Tattoo Girls in Kenya. We also have the African Child College in Nigeria. So we'll have all 3 schools introduce themselves, talk briefly about their projects, and we just jump right into the conversation, if that's fine. So students, you can just say hello. Lenana Girls School, say hi. African Child, say hi. Nova Pioneer, say hi. Awesome. So I think we can go ahead to start with the Lenana Girls High School. I see your radiant faces, and you can just start by introducing yourselves, talk about your project, the Lena Pad project, and then we'll ask you questions and we'll just conversation. Then we'll move to the next.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So my name is Christine. I am I'm a Kiswahili teacher in Delena High School. And together with me, I have the girls. Maybe they can just introduce themselves very fast. Let's start from the right, please.
Hi, I'm Margaret.
Hi, I'm Valentine.
Hi, I'm Ruth.
Hi, I'm Grace.
I'm Gloria.
I'm Nancy.
Okay, so basically, Delena Girls, it is just has been just as you've been told, it is located. It is in Kenya. Located in the western part of Kenya, that is Rift Valley. Okay, it is in Trans Nzoia County, in Kiminini Sub-County, and Trans Nzoia County. So basically, our motto is to inspire excellence. Our vision is to develop and transform leadership through innovative approach and education. So our main mission probably is just nurturing and supporting the environment, to nurture and give supportive environment to our girls so that they can be potential academically and develop. Okay, and so our main mission is to provide a nurturing and supporting environment which girls from disadvantaged backgrounds can develop and develop their full potential in academics and personal development in development and address the imbalance access in the equalities, especially in education and leadership opportunities. So basically our project is about Nalena Parts. That is what, basing on the fact that we had an environmental problem, and later around us we had less privileged people. So we thought it wise that we can come up with a project that can be of help both to the girls and also be ecologically conducive. And so that's how we came up with the Nalena Pad project. So yeah, basically that is what we're going to talk about. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for that brief introduction. Sherry, would you like to walk us through the questions so they can just jump right into answering the questions students have?
Sorry, I didn't get you right.
I was actually talking to Sherry, if she could talk about the questions that students from NISMITS have for you on your project. So she's going to pose questions to you that have already been prepared. If it's not close by, I think I can look for it here. I have it here. Sherry, are you there?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Should we start with questions for the school in Kenya with
Yes, Lenana Girls School.
okay. So the first question was, and I can put it in chat if that would be easier, but the first questions my students has was, how did you develop the idea to use sugarcane waste in this way? Like, how did you know sugarcane would be like absorbent and that it would work?
Okay.
Did you get that question?
Yes.
Oh, the question is, we also put the question in chat, so it would be easy for everyone to see the question.
Okay, we got it. My name is Margaret and I'd like to answer your question. The idea was, our country, Tanzania, is known for sugarcane production, and there was a lot of waste products which were disposed everywhere. So we thought, in a way of conserving the environment, we would like to at least help other girls with this our program. We would like to help other girls by producing the pads. We tried the materials from the waste products of the sugarcane, and they were successful. And we said we will be manufacturing the pads to be helping other girls in the society, so they could at least benefit from what we are doing by conserving our environment. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Would you like to ask this second question? Well, if you want to put it in chat, it's in chat. Do you want to go ahead and ask that one?
Okay. How much sugarcane waste does it take to produce a sanitary towel?
How much sugarcane waste does it take to produce one sanitary towel? We don't have a we don't have an exact amount, so we just check the sugarcane waste, and there are those who manufacture them. We are just in charge of the designing and the manufacturing, but we don't know the exact sugarcane waste we use.
I can chip in and say, normally we take about 3 tons of waste. That's what we do. Normally students in charge of and the finishing part of it. But technically we take about 3 tons of waste, which is sorted out. The bad stuff is thrown away, and the good stuff is retained. So what happens, we'll generally talk about 3 tons. After sorting, we'll be able to produce about 3,000 parts.
Okay, hi Joshua, would you like to introduce yourself and talk about what role you're playing in this project?
Hello, my name is Joshua Machinga. I'm the director of Lenana Girls High School. Basically, I'm the person behind the innovation, making sure that things are done according to the law. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua.
Yeah, the guys can continue.
We have another question. Let's see. Could you read this one? Okay.
How long does the production process take?
In terms of production, the first thing we'll do the sorting, which takes about an hour for 3 tons. Then after that, we'll do the drying, which takes about a whole day to dry the materials. Then we'll do the grinding, which takes about an hour. So the entire process for a single part, but generally we produce a lot of mass. But when you are doing just a single part from bulbing to kind of the finishing, it will take about 7 minutes approximately. And most of it,
7 minutes.
most of it is actually manual.
Did you say 7 minutes?
About 7 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, it's average. If you were just doing one part from product, I mean, from the sorting to the finishing, will take about 7 minutes approximately. But we are doing lots of them at the same time.
Okay.
Great, thank you. I think another student has a question here. This one?
What was the process used to take the sugarcane material and form it into sanitary towels?
Come again.
We'll put the question in chat as well. So I guess the question is like more about the process, and we did watch your video, which kind of showed the process. It looked really interesting how you were like taking the fiber from the sugar cane, and then it looked like you made it into kind of almost like a powder.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go through the process. The first process is we get the waste from the sugarcane miller. After they've pressed, they've taken the juice out. Then normally it's a kind of wet. So what we'll do, we'll sort out what is good and throw away what is bad. But generally, we don't throw away, complete away, but we recycle what is bad in organic fertilizer for our school garden. So whatever that's good that we feel it's good, so what we do, we dry it in the sun to make sure that the moisture is completely out. Then we'll do the grinding, make it into a powder. In the videos you're seeing a powder. Then the powder goes a process, we call it bulbing, where we make something more or less like paper. Once the paper is done, the bulb is done, it's taken on another process, which is called pulverizing, just making it more or less like a cotton-like material. After that process, the next process is the forming of the pad. Using a machine, it's pressed. After the forming is actually the cutting of it. Let me have this part here. If you may be able to see that, when I talk about the forming, is what is the middle here. That's what we form. Then we talk about cutting, so when you put in kind of the wings. Then after that, we'll do the sealing. The sealing is both by a plastic sealing, so that the plug does not go through. Then after that, we put up the tags. Then it'll be ready to go. So when you look at this, we have the plastic sheeting on top. Then the inside here, we have more or less like a cotton-like material, just to make it more soft when the girls are walking around. It's easy and it's comfortable for them to walk around. Then once we're done with that, I will do the touch. The touch basically just to hold the candy and then it's ready to go. That's the process. I hope I'm clear.
Thank you, thank you. I have another student here with a question on cost.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know how much it costs to make one towel?
Yes. At the moment, in local currency, the cost is about 35 shillings. That's about 0.35 US dollars. 35 cents of a US dollar.
Great, thank you. I have a few students here asking questions.
Do we have any more questions for the students?
Yes, from other students, the other schools, do you have questions you'd like to ask?
Yeah, maswali. Wanauza nini na maswali?
Okay.
No, kanisa ya maswali.
Come over here.
What kind of maswali? Mimi like ikaraka. Ano wanaume?
Okay, so let's move on to school. That's African Child College. African Child College, kindly unmute your mics and introduce yourself, talk about your project briefly. African Child College. Okay. If African Child College is no longer on the call, let's have.
Is that USER?
I'm not sure. I think so, yeah. African Child College, we can't see you. Okay, we can see you now. All right, so introduce yourself and then talk briefly about your project.
Would you like to have them start with an introduction? Juanlo, can you hear me? I think her Zoom is frozen. Okay, I think we were just having a little connectivity problems here, but African Child College, if you would like to introduce yourselves, that would be great. I think you're muted. There we go. There we go. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves and a little bit about your project?
Okay. My name is Abu Precious, and I'm the group leader of Aquarius Club African Child College. Basically, what we do here in this club is identify environmental challenges and preparing viable solutions for them. So after we went through some of these challenges and the possible solutions, we all of us we decided to go with the production of solar powered reading lamps. The solar powered reading lamps will assist areas with little or no access to electricity in Nigeria, reduce the use of off-grid power generators, which causes noise pollution and emit fossil fuels. Lately, reports have shown here in Nigeria that students tend to go under illuminated areas such as street lights to read, and which is dangerous to the health because it leads to hearing impairment from honking of cars, mosquito bites, cold and flu. So because of the burning need to find an alternative way to reduce the impact of these generators in our country, we the Aquarius Club decided to produce a solar powered reading lamp.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Yes, our students have a few questions for you. Can I get a volunteer to read our first question? All right, I'll come back to you. Let's do this one.
How much sunlight is needed to charge the battery? Will it charge on cloudy days?
So how much sunlight is needed to charge a battery for a lamp? And can it charge on cloudy days or does it have to be real sunny? The question's also in chat if it's easier to understand. I know some connections not real great.
We to be able to charge the solar panel, we need a perfect sunny day. Because a sunny day can charge it slowly. So if you want to charge the solar power using lamp, we need a perfect sunny day.
I'm sorry, we were having trouble hearing you. I don't know if someone can type the answer in chat. Maybe try to repeat the answer one more time, if you don't mind. All right, I think that Helen had a question here on
How many hours of light do the lamps provide with 1 day's sunlight to charge the battery?
so with one battery charge, how much light, how many hours of light can you get? Does it have to be charged, in other words, every day or?
We need 5 hours of sunlight to charge it.
Maybe if you can get closer to the microphone on the computer, we could hear you better. So we were just wondering how many hours of light you can get from the lamp with 1 day's charging in the sun. Okay. And how long did it take to assemble one lamp? We cannot hear you. Yeah, we still can't hear. Maybe you could put your answer in chat. You want to try saying something again? Ah, looks like she's typing in chat. About 30 minutes, guys. About 30 minutes. Thank you. Thank you for putting your answer in chat. We can see that really well. And then another student had a question.
What was the biggest challenge you faced in making the lamps?
So what was the biggest challenge you faced when making the lamps? You can try to answer the question and put it in chat. While we're waiting for the answer, I just think this is so exciting to be on a Zoom with students in Africa, halfway around the world. This is just fantastic to me. Even though we're having trouble hearing, I just think this is amazing. What a great opportunity for the students here in the United States and Virginia here to communicate with you all and learn about your projects. They watched all of your videos yesterday. And we had some really good discussions after watching all of the student project videos yesterday, and our students are so impressed with the work that you're doing and the projects that you're doing in your communities. We're just very, very impressed with all of your hard work and your efforts in your communities. I think they are inputting their answer into chat. Let's see. So let's see what the answer is. Getting a 5-volt solar panel in Nigeria. So we had to order from China, which delayed us because of delivery time. Thank you. Thank you for that answer. And then I think we had one more question for you. And let's see if I can get a student volunteer to read. How about back here, Sarah? Oops.
Donate them to families or to sell them?
Okay. So we'll put the question in chat too, but do you plan to donate the lamps to the families, or are they being sold? Or maybe it's both. Girls in the back, I'm going to move the camera back to you guys a little bit so you can reply to. So they're responding to the question. To sell them. Okay, great. We enjoyed seeing the video on the solar lamps being made, and they looked so beautiful when we saw them all lit up at the end. That was very exciting. And those of you who are joining Miss Laura, Mr. Daniel, Dr. Etin, and Miss Auter, if you want to put in chat who you are, where you're coming, zooming in from, or if you just want to speak up when we're waiting for answers in chat, feel free to introduce yourselves. I'd love to know more about who is on our Zoom today. Okay, so let's see. We plan to sell them at a price of $3,000. Great, thank you. And Juwan Lowe, are you still here? I think she got dropped from the Zoom. Let's go on. Thank you so much for your answers to our questions. Should we go on to our third school? And then at the end, maybe we can do some more just general questions and who's on the Zoom, and maybe the students in Africa have some questions for our students. So we'd be happy to answer questions about our school and everything too. Okay, so if we can get our third school to introduce themselves in Kenya, who produced the water filtration system.
That's the two girls, Nova Pioneer, the two girls. Please put on your video and can introduce yourself. Paul, are you there?
Yes, we are there. Just a minute. We enlarge the video.
While we're waiting, for those here in the United States who are not familiar with Nigerian currency, it will sell for about $7.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, introduce yourselves and talk about your project briefly.
Good afternoon, good evening. Yeah. We are the group from Nova Pioneer. Our project is called the Project Oasis. So how it came about, at first our project was to come up with a distillation system so that we can use the disposable waste, such as the plastics that are disposable, into good use. But then we realized also in our community, most of the people around us don't have water. Clean water. They're not able to access clean water. So we decided to come up with a project that instills both disposal of plastics at the same time providing clean water for our community. Oh, my name is Angela Washira.
My name is Yutaka Maris. My name is Purity Maina. And my name is Zara Odula.
And this is the Oasis.
Thank you. So some students had a question about how you came up with the different steps.
So these are past, when you were in the lower primary, we learned about a way to filter out water. That's very easy to use using materials available in our environments that are usually thrown out. So nobody actually uses it, so we wanted to include it in our project, whereby you've seen the use of pebbles, sand, charcoal, and recycled plastic water bottles to make the system. And with the last system, where it's a distillation system, still a distiller is expensive here, and people who do not have the financial capabilities cannot buy such distillers to be able to provide for themselves clean water. So we're using the principle of solar energy to distill the water and make it consumable for them. Yes.
I have a student here who wants to know about the water production. How much water can be produced?
How much can you produce in a day?
So how much water can be produced in one day with one of your systems? Like we saw your system in the video. They were curious how much water.
Okay, if you're using, let's say, recycled 5-liter bottles, the first filtration system can produce up to 10 liters in a day. But when you add the distillation process, 1 to 2 liters a day.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's see, did Saskia have another question here? Volunteers, okay.
Pardon?
We're just going to ask one more question here. This one.
Are you considering teaching people how to make their own?
Oh, yes, actually. These materials are easily available here. Anyone can do it. So if they are able to collect them, yes, you are planning on teaching them or to be able to do it on their own, for them to be able to sustain themselves and have clean water for the whole community.
You can describe the materials, maybe you need to
if these, for example, the charcoal, normally charcoal sellers and other charcoal products, they usually throw away the ones that are not in large bits. So instead of throwing away, they can use it in the distillation process. They can use the recycled water bottles, sand, which is easily available, and pebbles. Yes. And sunlight, which is
great, great. Let's see. Sorry, I have some more people are entering the Zoom here. I think we had one more question for you here in the classroom. Okay. All right, let's go over here to Sammy. Sammy. Okay, so we have one more question.
Take to complete one water filtering cycle.
How long does it take to complete one water filtering cycle?
It takes 12 hours. Yes.
12 hours?
Yes. So you will have to pre-do the water before you drink the water. Like, you just don't say I'm thirsty when you distill the water, since it takes a long time considering the amount of solar energy that has to be put to distill the water. So yes, you have to do it before. Yes.
Right. That water has to heat up to a certain temperature. It takes time to get it hot. So I imagine it might be a little faster on really hot, sunny days.
Pardon?
Is it faster on really hot, sunny days?
Yes.
Great. Joanna, should we use the rest of the time for just some general sharing and introductions and exchange and questions that they may have for our students?
Yeah, yes. So we have on the call about 3 to 4 advisors, because we make sure that each student team have advisors. So we have Christine on the call, we have Laura, we have Dr. Etim, and I see that Laura has something to say from the chat.
Great. So Laura is in Colorado.
Hi, everyone. I am so excited to be here. I didn't realize that it was going to have both the teams presenting and then teams across the United States, it looks like. It's very exciting. So, so I'm in Colorado in the United States, and I work with students. I've taught for many years, and now I work a lot with teachers to help design things that you're doing. So it's really exciting to see the accomplishments that you've made. So congratulations.
Thank you, Laura. Dr. Etim, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's really nice to be here. I'm Dr. Etim. I'm a senior lecturer at the University of Uyo, Nigeria. So I'm very excited to be here and to see the quantum of work that the students have done, the projects they have presented is quite fascinating. Thank you very much.
Ms. Satir, do you want to introduce yourself? Ms. Satir? We could move on to Christine K. Kristen K.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Kristen Kay. I am calling in from New York, and I had the incredible experience of working with the Lanana Girls School, and just want to congratulate everyone here for their innovation and hard work. I have to say, I do a lot of, I'm an author and also a content strategist, and I work with students on how to bring their message and work and inspiration and passion for their projects to communities. And so working with the Lanana Girls School was so incredible, not only the innovation that they did creating the sanitary towels, but also the courage it took to find ways to bring these products into the community where the topic is somewhat taboo. And so working with them to find some of the language and supporting them, and all the messaging relating to this and developing their own courage in speaking. I worked very closely with Joshua there and the girls probably about a month or so ago, but just congratulations to everyone. It's just nonstop inspiring, and it really gives me hope seeing that people across the world are so dedicated to making real change.
Thank you. Juan Lo, this Juan Lo keeps getting dropped from the Zoom and has to rejoin. Students in Africa, do you have any questions for students here in the United States? I'm just adding a note here in chat to everyone that my students are so amazed of the hard work that the students in Africa are doing. I'll take my mask off for a second. We have some COVID cases in school, so we're all wearing masks today. But we are so amazed of your projects. We're so proud to be part of this international sharing experience today. And we've been learning about the Sustainable Development Goals, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and looking at how your projects are helping to reach those goals in your community at your local level. And that really inspires us to want to do more in our small way of trying to help meet these goals as well. Mr. Slater's students, do you have any questions?
Would it be possible for the schools in the United States just to share where they're calling from and maybe the class that you're in for why you would be on this call?
Sure, sure. Do I have a volunteer here?
So we are calling from Naismith. We're calling from Naismith School in Western Virginia. Heard it somewhere here. I don't know. It's close.
What class are you in?
Serena, would you like to answer that question? Room 44. You want to unmute and answer the question?
We're calling from Northern Virginia in Herndon, and we're interested in your project because we're learning about the environment and how to become more sustainable. And these projects are really important for rural areas.
Okay, Kevin wants to say something too.
Yeah, so we're in Herndon, obviously, and I just want to say, like, it's really inspiring that you guys can, like, that some of these groups can only do for like 5 cents, all these great stuff for very cheap. It's just very amazing.
Okay, thank you.
Room 31 or any other room 40, do you have anything you would like to add? Do you want to tell them what class this is? They may or may not have microphones on there.
Yeah, so I think we're taking this as part of environmental science, where we're learning about like the geosphere and the atmosphere and the biosphere and the hydrosphere, and we're learning about like how what we do can affect the environment, and learning about like ways to fix it and what we're doing to fix it, and
So I
learning
think it's
about.
really cool that you're doing these projects to help solve climate change.
We think it's really awesome. Thanks.
So Naismith School here, our school we did not do a project like the schools in Africa did. We're learning about, this is an environmental science class, so we're learning how to help the environment, but we really wanted to be part of this international exchange to inspire us to do projects to help our community as well and to help people internationally. So for those of you on the call, we're learning about the projects and doing the international exchange. I hope I answered your questions, and I hope our students answered your questions. I know we're almost out of time. Juwanlo, I'll turn it over to you if you have any closing remarks. Actually, I think she got dropped from the call again. Anybody have any closing remarks they'd like to share? Okay. All right. Unfortunately, we are out of time. I hope that we can do a Zoom call again. I hope we can keep this going in the future. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining this international Zoom today. It's been wonderful. Students at Naismith, do you want to wave goodbye? Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Thank you,
Okay, thank you. At least now we've been able to come to a conclusion.